You are listening to The Diary of a Wannabe Writer, presented by Richard A. Boxall, in which I chronicle my life and attempts to become a professional writer by, doing some writing daily, hopefully. Hello everyone and welcome to The Diary of a Wannabe Writer. It's Friday the 21st of June 2024 and normally I'll record this all in one take, but I'm not going to do that today for a reason that I'm going to make fairly obvious now. So here is a recording that I made earlier today. So it is 11:10 in the morning and I have just read through my cover letter and it says, "Dear," and I'm not going to name the agent, "I would like you to be one of the first people to have a look at my debut novel, The English Hikikomori, that I wrote under my pen name Richard A. Boxall. I chose your agency because you encourage submissions from new writers and you specifically because of your interest in dark literary novels, which I believe is a good description of the English Hikikomori. I've attached a detailed synopsis and the first 3 chapters of the book for your consideration. The full manuscript is 123,000 words long and the target audience is adult female readers. The narrative follows a man in his 20s, Freddie Naismith, who has recently lost his parents and sibling in a car crash, leaving him the sole survivor. He employs social media to make his friends believe he is on a holiday and coping, but in reality he isn't, and he's working up to ending his own life. The first half of the narrative is the fake holiday he wants people to believe he is on, told as though it is real. This appears to end with his death in an accident. The second half of the narrative is what is really happening. Key events are mirrored in both halves, leading the reader to question certain incidents in the fake story. This all builds to a tense final chapter and a race against time to get to Freddie before he takes his own life. This is the first novel I've completed. I joined a local writing group a few years ago and it is now part of my daily routine. I've completed another project and I'm working currently on a third. My aspiration is to continue the debate about male mental health. Although I'm fine now, many of the negative thoughts that plague my main character are thoughts I had when I suffered depression, and as such I believe the story comes across as an intimate exploration of the human impact of mental health issues and the direct and indirect consequences which can come with it, rather than a clinical lecture on the subject. In my day job, I'm cabin crew for an airline, so I spend a lot of my time abroad. Fittingly, I completed the first draft of the English Hikikomori in a hotel in Osaka, Japan. There are various places described in detail around the world in the book, all of which I have visited, although I have changed the names of the featured businesses. Thank you for taking the time to consider the English Hikikomori. My telephone number is but due to the changeable nature of my job, my preferred method of contact is email. I've submitted the English Hikikomori to 2 other agents. Kind regards, Andrew Richards, which is my real name. I don't mind saying that, although, as I say, my pen name is Richard A. Boxall. Right, so that is the letter, and I'm looking at an email screen now. And I'm just going to double check the submissions. It says I need to include... Open the website. Hang on. It says I need to include a covering letter, which I've done, a brief synopsis, which I'm going to drop in now. So the synopsis as a file. Let me just make sure it's at the bottom of the email. So synopsis, right, that's in there. And the sample of the writing, which is the first 3 chapters. That's very strange. One has appeared like a file, and one has appeared in another way, which is confusing me. So I'm just going to pause the recording. As I say, this isn't all in one take like normal. I'm just going to pause the recording and sort that out. Right, I'm not sure why that happened, but it's sorted out now. So I have in front of me my submission email to my first ever agent that I've submitted to. I've read you the covering note, and it's got the first 3 chapters attached as a PDF and a synopsis. Here we go, guys. 11:19 and 42 seconds. And there was the noise of it going. I'm so excited. There you go. So that was the exact moment that I submitted the English Hikikomori to the first agent. I then went to the second agent that I had highlighted on my list, and unfortunately, since I chose them, they are currently no longer accepting submissions, which is a bit of a shame, but that's not a problem because I have a total list of 11. I moved on to the third one I chose, and that's not to say it was third in favourites. We chose, me and Tani helped me, we chose 3 that we thought were the best fit for me. I submitted the third one on the list and then went through the other ones on the list to find one that was suitable. And if I'm honest, there are a few that wanted submissions in a different format to the one that I've been preparing. So today I decided not to go with those. That's not to say that I will not format my stuff in the future for how they want it, but today I just wanted the simplicity of sending it to the the literary agents in the format that I had prepared. So I went through a few more and found my third one from the list I'd originally created as a short list. So there we go. The English Hikikomori has been submitted to 3 literary agents. It's taken me a lot longer than I said, but you know what? I don't care because I've finally done it. So what happens now? Who knows? Probably nothing in the real world. But obviously I will keep you up to date and let you know of any developments in the future. The most likely development is that once the deadline these agencies have given me for responding, if I haven't had anything by then, I have to assume that they're not interested, and I will then go and submit stuff to other people on my shortlist. There we go though. So finally, after this is the 53rd episode of this podcast, I've finally submitted the English Hikikomori. Thank you so much for listening. Let's hope something happens. Catch you tomorrow. Bye bye. You have been listening to The Diary of a Wannabe Writer, presented by Richard A. Boxall. Thank you for tuning in to my random ramblings, and if you'd like to know more about me or my projects, visit my link tree at linktr.ee/Richard Writes, capital R, capital W. Thank you for listening.